Hey everybody, I hope you're enjoying your time taking a deep dive into the AND Asset Vault. This next section, we're going to go over the AND Asset Calculator. Something to pre-frame as we dive into the AND Asset Calculator is everybody's AND asset is going to be different based off of age, based off of gender, based off of company, based off of health ratings. And so this calculator is designed to give us a rough idea of what an AND asset will be specifically tailored for you. But to get 100% accurate data, you'd have to go through the process. But this calculator is a tool that can help give us a ballpark. So with that being said, let's go ahead and take a deep dive into the AND asset calculator. Within the AND asset calculator, there's 5 sections within it that you can fill in to help give us some data. The first one is contribution start age. That is where you're going to put in your age today. So if you're 20 years old, go ahead and put 20 here. Contribution stop age is the next section. So contribution stop age is essentially the year where you no longer want to make contributions. So for this example, we're going to do to age 65. The initial contribution is where we can do a dump in, where we can do a front load and do an AND asset. In this example, we're going to do $100,000. The annual contribution is the contribution that you're going to want to do every single year after that initial contribution. And so in this example, we have 20K. And then the rate of return, we're going to leave it at 4%. 4% is a great number to put in to give us a more accurate idea of what our AND asset will produce for us. Something that I want you to consider within the initial contribution and the annual contribution is don't make them so far apart from each other to where they're astronomical. And what I mean by that is what you don't want to do is put in like 500,000 here and only $2,000 annual contribution there. That's not really possible within an AND asset. So the calculator will spit out a number, but when it comes into designing an actual AND asset, it's not ideal or even possible. So making those numbers relatively close to each other, this is a great example. $100,000 first year, 20K after that. Will make a whole lot more sense and will give you way more accurate data. So after you fill in those numbers that is accurate and specific to you, what you're going to do next is you're going to click calculate. After you click calculate, it's going to spit out a few numbers. The first one is just going to show you what your total initial contribution was. You put in $100,000 here. And then this number right here is your total contributions from the age of 20 to 65 that you were contributed total. And that's continuous with your initial contribution as well. The next number is your growth, and that's $2,226,390. And then if you add all these together, it's going to give us our total dollar amount, which is $3,246,390. You'll be able to see if you look at this curve, this is the power of compounding interest. As we have our policy for longer, the growth gets exponentially more steep the longer we have our policy, which is a super powerful tool when we're looking at it from the AND asset specifically, because we're not actually taking withdrawals from our policy. We're not actually taking down the principal in most cases. And so what we're doing is we're no longer interrupting the compounding interest. So once we put $1 in the policy, we essentially have that dollar working for us for the rest of our life, which is a super powerful tool. And this AND asset calculator shows that specifically. It even has this blue line here, which essentially shows when we no longer are making contributions. And even though we're no longer making contributions, our policy is still growing exponentially. You come down here, we can see what our cash value would be at year 1, cash value at year 10, cash value at year 30. So you can see this is just a very powerful tool to help give us a rough idea of what an AND asset would look like tailored to you specifically. And I love this tool. I use it all the time. And if you have any questions in regards to this, we'll be more than happy to help walk you through this or answer any of them. But I really hope you're enjoying the vault and continue to take a deep dive into it.